Hello there. Thank you so much for watching UBC News tonight. My name is Sharon Chomdisha with Nakakone Elizabeth on sign language. In our top stories today, President Yoweri Museveni has commissioned Iganga Boys Boarding Primary School Centennial Block as the institution celebrated its centenary anniversary. He also made a contribution of 200 million Ugandan shillings to further boost the efforts of the school's alumni towards the construction of the administration block complex and a computer laboratory, and launched the school magazine by buying a copy at 1 million Ugandan shillings. The Church Missionary Society founded the school in 1991 in Busoga's sub-region and has since transformed from grass-thatched structures of the time to the current iron-roofed and storied buildings, an initiative of the Old Boys Association. As part of the celebrations, the President inspected a variety of exhibitions by pupils, mainly surface and underground water pumping mechanisms, assisting the use of charcoal briquettes as a better form of energy generation with the aim of saving the environment, liquid soap making and hair shampoo making. Addressing the congregation at the celebrations that ran under the theme "At 100 Years We Perform Best," President Museveni remarked that Africans must emphasize science education. He observed that institutions that were started by religious bodies have played a vital role in shaping the Ugandan society, adding that their new managers should maintain those institutions very well. Now, Mr. Museveni saluted some of the alumni of the school like Yori Chesimira, Sam Teungwa, former Makerere University Vice-Chancellor, Azavia Wandera, among others, whose service to the country is very commendable. Now, he urged the school stakeholders to push further for the historical academic excellence and transformation of the school with emphasis on science subjects. Mr. Museveni said that the NRM government has played a role in the improvement of the education curriculum. He also noted that NRM government has to date increased the number of constructed classrooms to over 100,000 up to from 28,000 before the movement came to power. Parliamentary Speaker Rebecca Kadaga commended Iganga Boys Boarding Primary School administration for propelling the school to greater academic heights. Iganga District LC5 Chairperson Mr. Kayemba Gavamukulia revealed that the area is peaceful. He added that more development support has been extended to the section of education, roads and health, among others. He, however, requested government to upgrade Iganga Hospital to regional referral status. The headmaster, Dr. Fred Kasisa, who has been at the helm of the institution since 1993, urged its current and future pupils to be steadfast and be committed to academic excellence. The chairperson of Centennial Organizing Committee, Mr. Muhammad Mpaso, while commending the founder of the school, attributed the progress of the institution to teamwork and good governance.
For this unique village, Powoya LC1, which is composed of institutions of learning from nursery to university. President
Kulwa Iganga District Local Government okwaniriza wano.
This institution was opened way back on 28th Monday 1919 by the CMS. It was started in a two grass-thatched classroom block.
Tusangale ino kubona we bali kwikiza kwida Iganga.
Abasoga mwena koideyo. Mwebale kwida. Mwebale kwida kumukolo. I want to congratulate you on the 100 years of Iganga Primary School. These mission-founded schools played a big role in shaping the future of Uganda. They were started by religious people. I am, however, very glad to hear that Iganga Primary is doing very well even today and has been doing well. Chibumba, bless you and bless Iganga and bless Uganda.
In more stories, a fuel tank has burst into flames, burning cars, several shops and houses in Chambura Trading Center, Rubirizi district along Ishaka Kasese Road in western Uganda. It is reported that the fuel tank crushed two passenger vans before exploding. Now, UBC TV has more details on this story.
A fuel tankers burst into flames, burning cars, several shops and houses in Chambla Trading Center, Rubirizi district along Ishaka Kasese Road in western Uganda. The fuel truck allegedly crashed into passenger commuter vehicles before exploding. Residents of Chambla, Kichwamba sub-county tried to put off the blaze only to fail. The truck was heading to DR Congo. It is believed many people died in the inferno. Eyewitnesses say the truck driver failed to negotiate a sharp corner before ramming into two passenger vehicles and a saloon car. The nearby shops were equally burned. Police fire brigade came in later but could only struggle to contain wild flames.
So we are trying to put off the fire. Yes.
Sad news right there. And now 9 people are confirmed dead in fatal accident involving YY coach and a commuter taxi. The YY bus heading to Mbale and the commuter taxi from Mbale heading to Iganga were involved in a head-on collision. Now the accident happened at Bukonte village after Busembate towards Namtumba. A police inspector Kasule Ogwal confirmed the accident and said efforts are on to establish the cause.
Mbona kobi mwene gwa baira abese diva kupichi ayibana kubona kumudo kulipi
That definitely calls for all of us to be very serious and careful on roads and how we actually travel. In more stories, the Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, has urged Masaka residents to work hard for better livelihoods. He says lazy people cannot fit in any society, including entry to heaven.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, has paid a working visit to Kamuzinda, Chanamukaka sub-county in Masaka. Maiga visited Ebenezer Skilling Center, a vocational school that was started by Chitiamuwesa Musubire of the Vice President's office. This skilling center is equipping trainees with soap and Vaseline making skills along with other domestic products. The Katikiro also visited coffee processing cottage industries in Masaka, managed by area youths, in a campaign against unemployment and to promote quality coffee production in the area. The Katikiro also attended a mass at Ebenezer's Healing Center, celebrated by Reverend Father Chizito Nkoge, and asked everyone to work for a better livelihood.
Work is not a punishment.
Chotera Woman Member of Parliament Robina Sentongo says even if a person is a good believer without what to eat may not enter in the kingdom of heaven.
Omukyala omwami kola nnyo obeere ng'olina eddiini naye ng'olina ne ssente. Abantu abayagala otulima nti balina eddiini nga tebalina ssente baba balimba kuba bakolima nnyo. Kati ate bw'oba okolima ng'okuba emimiro eddiini eba esimatuseemu kato.
The Katikiro asked Ugandans to work tirelessly because unemployed people are the ones that might be tempted to engage in theft and other petty crimes.
Kyekigambo ekiyitibwa enkulaakulana. Ekyo kiri bwe kityo kubanga ekizibu ekisinga okwolekera amawanga amato bwe bwavu. Ate n'ebizibu kumpi ebirala byonna bisibuka ku bwavu. Ebimu Father Nkonga yabyogeddeko. Obubbi.
Story compiled by Andrew Sebira.
In more news, the Board of Directors, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, has underscored the need to streamline all entities under the corporation to promote accountability. UBC Board Chairperson James Tumsime lauds Mega FM Radio, an affiliate of UBC in Gulu, for the successful broadcasts. He echoed this as the board concluded its asset and transmission site inspection in northern and eastern Uganda.
The year was 2002. When the British High Commission in Uganda embarked on the process of a peaceful solution for northern Uganda that was being ravaged by an insurrection led by warlord Joseph Kony. Avenues such as dialogue, peace talks and music had been tried, but with no much success. And so, it was time to start a radio station which covered a wider area. The radio, which was to transmit the message of peace to Lord's resistance army rebels, would be named Mega, an Acholi word standing for mine.
The initial agreement that was signed was between DFI, which was represent the government, the British government, and Ministry of Finance, because it involved them transferring of funds and buying of equipment. So that is how Ministry of Finance came in to sign that initial agreement.
All it took the DFID project of the British was to secure land. The local governments of the then two Acholi districts of Kitgum and Gulu agreed to avail.
So the chairman 5 at that time, who was called the late retired Colonel Walter Ochora, came up with his friends. Of course, at that time, there were only 2 districts in the Acholi sub-region, that is Gulu and Kitgum. So they sat and agreed that this area could be given to DFID.
5 years later, the project was down, and it was time to hand over the radio station to government. The founders wanted it to remain semi-independent and self-sustaining after the dissolution of its 5-member board of directors. The handover process somehow placed the station under Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, leaving a bit of questions of who Mega FM actually reported to.
So Mega has remained semi-autonomous like that, though we now communicate and try to communicate with UBC, because at one time we were under OPM until the ministry became independent.
This is one of the management gaps that the new board of directors for UBC now looks forward to filling.
We are excited that the board chose to make time to come and meet you, and it's for a reason, because we want to be the best in broadcasting around the country. not only just Mega but all the other stations as UBC.
So now what we are going to do is to streamline them. We are not going to interfere with the areas where they are very strong. All we want is to make them more accountable centrally, so that we can we can be sure that they are doing what we would like them to do in finance management, in broadcasting, in recruitment.
The visit by the UBC board was a conclusion of a 3-day exercise. Broadcasting in mainly Luo, alongside other dialects, Mega FM has maintained its #1 broadcasting position in the area for more than 5 years. It covers regions of Acholi, Lango, West Nile and some parts of DRC, South Sudan, Kiriandongo and Masindi districts in northwestern Uganda. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. The final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Have you completed Senior 4 or Senior 6 and you want to do a 2-year certificate or a diploma course? Makerere Institute for Social Development, an affiliate to Makerere Business School, offers programs in accounting and finance, business administration, procurement and supplies management, social work and social administration, information technology, counseling and guidance, human resource, project planning and management, journalism, secretarial studies, and many others. We are located on Sa Apollo Kegwa Road, next to Oilcom Petrol Station, with a UBTEP Center number.
Thank you so much for keeping up with UBC News Tonight. In more stories, River Rizi is running out of water due to encroachment of the river's catchment area, incessant dry spells and overexploitation. Rizi supplies water to over 12 districts of the country and may be affected by a decline of its water levels. Emon Gabo reports.
National Water and Sewage Corporation Barra plant is faced with a decline in water supply due to reducing volume of water in River Rizi. The water levels of River Rizi have extremely gone down, forcing the plant to create a slope to enable the water develop momentum. Some of the water pumps have since been shut down, awaiting more water as the rain season gathers.
So this is a river where we normally get water, which should be the source. But we are hit by the fluctuation in the seasons, especially when it is a dry season. Right now, if one can understand where we started from, there are pillars which we use to measure the level. At the last pillar, which would be the last one, which we should think that it is always covered with water. The water, it cannot even measure water because it is not even there. So the one which is there, we just have to use the sandbags there to make sure that we trap some water to come this side.
Most industries, including Now Breweries and Abba Factory, are those that have been affected by the low water flow volumes. UBC's news crew toured Rizi river banks to witness the impact of the river destruction and stumbled into bricklaying activities, cultivation in swamps that are otherwise water stores for the river.
This is the mid-catchment of River Rizi, which is now being encroached by this invasive species. It is called the water hyacinth. And this water hyacinth particularly, it grows where there is a lot of pollution. Because of those chemicals, this water hyacinth can be able to grow into the water which is polluted.
rukaba ryo rwizirwa amezi garukwijura gakafika kuriya kunkabwa abantu kuhinga bakatamwe mfureji amezi hatigagenzere.
Rizi snakes through the dry belt of Ankole and Rakai on its way to Lake Victoria. The river is a lifeline to over 3 million communities, mainly livestock keepers, that rely on it for livelihood.
The encroachment, people building around that place. By the way, people built some time back along that river.
Other large commercial users of water in the area include Coca-Cola, milk factories that are either operational or in the process of being set up, and a proposed beef processing factory. However, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. Now Breweries, through its parent company AB InBev, has donated over £500 million shillings for the river's conservation. A project for water stewardship and community livelihood in the Rizi catchment area is being implemented by the Ministry of Water and Environment through its Directorate of Water Resource Management, Lake Victoria Water Management Zone, and the Worldwide Fund for Nature.
This project is going to demarcate this buffer that is 100 meters away from this river. Then within that buffer, we are going to plant tree species so that, such as bamboo, so that it protects this bank from being eroded.
Ngabo Amon, reporting for UBC TV.
In more news, access to health in Uganda continues to be a major Achilles heel. Government as a standalone seems unable to provide, and thus the relevance of other bodies like Rotary clubs, whose contribution is immeasurable. Sentem John Barnes has a detailed report.
Residents of Bina, Mutungo, Bugorobi and Luzira in Nakawa division have benefited from a free medical camp under the auspices of a Rotary Club of Bugorobi Morning Tide.
We've covered over 1,000 plus patients. And the reason is we've noticed that the communities are not able to cater for their medical services because, one, they cannot afford, two, there are no free services being offered by maybe the government or the communities. So we are here to give different services: optical, dental, cancer screening, family planning, and you name it, immunization, malaria treatment, hepatitis B checking and treatment. So we thought that we would help this community by coming in as Rotary and having a partnership with another club called Kampala City, so that as Rotary we give back, and at the end of the day we know that we have made someone's life a little better.
The reason for the camp was premised on limited access to thorough health facilities and a lack of money to benefit where it's possible.
Of course, as you can see here today, the question of access to health is a big one in Uganda. But I believe that today, in a very small way, we have demonstrated that if Rotary, government agencies, private partners come together, we can do a good job in accessing better health. For example, at St. Luke here, safe delivery for a mother, natural delivery is only 100,000 shillings. So if we come together as private sector, NGOs, Rotary, government, we can improve access, particularly for people who do not have the opportunity to access what would be the first-class area health services in Uganda.
It was hosted at St. Luke Health Center 3 in Bina but also had clients from as far as Kireka. The camp that attracted medical personnel from police, Agarwal Eye Clinic, Butabeka Hospital, Maristops, and the AIDS Information Center is loaded by the local leadership.
And we are appreciative of those clubs, and we shall continue working with them so that we give back to the community. Because we do realize that in health centers and hospitals, sometimes drugs are limited. So it's up to us as local leaders to partner with those who can manage to help us. And we appreciate clients for trusting us, local leaders and our Rotary Club, to come and partake on the drugs and the treatment that has taken place here. I implore all people to remain healthy, to always go for regular checkups, to health centers, to do exercises, to eat well or to eat healthy foods, so that we can prolong our lives.
This initiative is part of Rotary's four-way test of things we think, say or do, having a positive and lasting impact on people. John Barnes, NDAM, reporting.
Now, lack of routine specialized care provision for HIV-positive people and exposed events remains a major challenge among Uganda rural communities. This calls for the need to expand access to CD4 testing in rural settings whose needs are not met by existing laboratory testing networks. Take a look.
The AIDS support organization Bale Center is scaling up activity campaign to support treatment and support of people living with HIV and AIDS and those at risk, including infants. Tasso Center manager Mbale Odoi Charles says access to early infant diagnosis is a critical part of a child prevention of mother-to-child transmission. Odoi says the center acquired a CD4 testing machine for timely detection and treatment initiation that is pertinent to controlling HIV infection.
So we have been able to actually reach and test 15,000 tests, conduct 15,000 tests within a very short period of time. So we are sure that actually monitoring of our client is going to be very easy.
Many people in the center catchment area can now have access to essential diagnostic tests.
We got it in June, but between June and July, we have managed to test about 88 clients. Yes, 88 clients, which is quite a big number, because ideally we only test those who are newly identified, not the old cases.
Mani of Uganda AIDS Commission urged government to strengthen health community initiative for improved outcomes for effective HIV response.
As Uganda AIDS Commission, we work closely with TASO. Our mandate is to provide oversight, coordinate planning and implementation of HIV and AIDS prevention and control activities throughout the country. And we can attest that TASO is an excellent partner.
Mbale Residence District Commissioner Balaza Oganjo says government continues to play a key role in ending discrimination against people living with HIV in a bid to fight stigma.
I am surprised to say that today we see people so joyous and so happy.
Report compiled by Clement Wanjira.
In more news, the Ministry of Water and Environment and its partner Faith Shield Environmental Consultants have embarked on bamboo growing campaign along the banks of River Tokwe in Bondibujo district. This follows the increasing levels of forest loss and floods, which has destroyed crops and properties in Harugade sub-county in Bondibujo district. Details follow.
Consultants are planting bamboos in the Bondibujo flood-prone areas to prevent and manage floods in the area. The strategy focuses on promoting bamboo planting for livelihood development and for watershed along River Tokwe. Bondibujo local government and environmental consultants officials visited the mountain areas of Chibale, Bumati, and Kabingo in Harugade sub-county and sensitized residents about environment protection.
We are neighboring those people that we are claiming not to be knowing what to do. And why can't we also give in?
Obua Jasper, a social scientist from the Directorate of Water Resources Management, said it's an effort to restore the degraded forests and increase forest cover.
We'll do bamboo tree planting along the river banks. They'll do tree planting on the hilly areas that are vulnerable to erosions. They will do stone burns. They will sensitize the communities on soil and water conservation mechanism that will stabilize the soil on the hills and at the river bank.
Medias Bihandra, an officer from Faith Shield Environmental Consultants, say they intend to use bamboo for landscape restoration and restoration of river banks. During the project inception meeting at Ibundibujo District Headquarters, local government officials pledged to support the bamboo project.
We are so much determined to ensure that we engage the local leadership, like the chairperson LC3s, the chairperson LC2s and LC1s, those ones who are so much close to this river, to ensure that those bad activities, those bad farming activities are stopped.
But as you are well aware, conserving the environment, protecting the environment is one of the sustainable development goals which are internationally recognized. So we are trying to re-echo the voice of the central government and the international world to ensure that we conserve, protect and keep the environment the way it is supposed to be.
The project is multinational Lake Edward and Albert Integrated Water Resources Management, implemented by Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo. In Uganda, it is implemented in 19 districts of Bunibujo, Kasese, Bunyangabu, Kagadi, and Kamwenge. Mutesa Sida Haruna reporting from Kabingo in Bunibujo district.
The founder of Caring Heart Breakthrough Ministries in Kachiri, Wakiso District, Bishop Paul Musisi, has advised Ugandans to maintain peace and calm as the country prepares for general elections in 2021. Musisi cautions politicians against prioritizing money in political dispensation, but to aim at serving the electorate.
Politicians have been cautioned against prioritizing money service delivery and involvement of the people who voted for them. The Bishop of Caring Heart Breakthrough Ministries in Kakiri, Wakiso District, Bishop Paul Musisi, says voters should stop electing leaders who are just power hungry and money minded only.
If you're watching me by television, even politicians are limited in their understanding. Some people enter politics just to have money. If you have come to politics to have money, you are bound to fail. Because politics is not about getting money. It's about leadership. It's about.
This was during a Sunday service at Caring Heart Breakthrough Ministries, where he appealed to believers to avoid limitations that put them in harm's way during their spiritual endeavors. Pastor Coel Emmanuel from Caring Heart Church Moroto, Karamoja Sub-Region, commended government for the recent successful disarmament exercise in the region. He says it has enabled the area to be peaceful.
We lost many people and then we lost also the cows. We thank God for the government because they did the disarmament, removing guns there for 10 years operation, and the guns were removed and now removed away from the Karamojong people.
He also appreciated government's effort to improve infrastructure like tarmac roads, among other developments in the region. Salon Kasivante compiled this report.
In our business news, hundreds of people have turned up for the annual Rolex Festival, which was launched back in 2016 as a new tourist strategy to market Uganda. Rolex is simply a delicacy prepared by rolling a chapati together with an omelette spiced with vegetables containing onions and tomatoes and cabbages and whatever you want to put together for that delicious meal. Take a look.
Rolex Festival was an event begun in 2016 as one of the marketing strategies to attract tourists into Uganda has taken shape as hundreds of people continue to embrace it. From the roadside in the suburbs of Kampala slums and other towns, Rolex was previously popular to low-income earners and students, but now it has found its way in high-end eateries and festivals. Rolex is a delicacy prepared by rolling together chapati and omelette spiced with vegetables containing sliced tomatoes, onions and cabbage. Rolex costs between 2,500 to 6,000 shillings depending on where you buy it. This year's Rolex Festival has been held at Lugogo Cricket Oval, where hundreds flocked to the event to test the popular Rolex.
5,000 shillings! Dial *133*6# to activate and check out more amazing.
Different people attend this Rolex event for different reasons. Others want to enjoy the fun and entertainment. Those with children want their little ones also to have fun. Adiana Kuti, UBC.
Uganda has 35 certified companies supplying close to 18,000 metric tons of quality seed. Now, the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries database indicates that this seed supply is only 30% of the required to boost agriculture in Uganda. The Embassy of the Royal Kingdom of the Netherlands in Uganda is now facilitating the development of local seed banks of highly valuable seeds through Integrated Seed Sector Development Project, ISSD project.
Majority of Uganda peasant farmers cannot access good quality seed for agriculture development and so go for local saved seed. The Netherlands government, through the Integrated Seed Sector Development Uganda program, is now facilitating the development of a vibrant, pluralistic and market-oriented seed sector. The Chief of Party at the Integrated Seed Sector Development Project, Patrick Oye, highlights the importance of the introduction of Dutch origin seed varieties and the exhibition.
The varieties require technologies for you to maximize, their potential. So you can not only bring the varieties, but there is the technologies, the agronomy, how to manage the crops is very important. So this is an opportunity for the farmers to come and see the varieties and also learn how to best maximize the varieties using the technologies that are being showcased here.
Representing the Royal Netherlands Embassy in Uganda, the First Secretary, Arno Galema, is optimistic that the move is increasing incomes to many rural farmers in Uganda.
We have something to offer from our experience in the Netherlands in terms of our know-how, in terms of our equipment and inputs. So we think we are in the right position to assist agriculture in Uganda, and also because we, as I said, farmers in the Netherlands are entrepreneurs, and that's the kind of philosophy that we would also like to bring here in Uganda.
The Assistant Commissioner, Directorate of Extension, Ministry of Agriculture, Consolata Ochayo, says government prioritizes such interventions in agricultural development as approaches for poverty reduction and food security.
From outside the country where we export, we only need to follow our procedures, produce our crops well. Outside Uganda, we have plenty of markets. Within Uganda, we have plenty of markets. How organized are we? We need to get ourselves well organized.
400 farmers across the country have converged at the National Farmers Leadership Center, Kampiringisa, in the Greater Mpigi area.
The technologies I've seen here are very good, and we can replicate them in our own homes, and even the farmers we work with.
The best agronomic practice I've seen here starts with selecting the best seed. I've learned that if you have the best seed, it is possible it can give you a best quality of produce.
About the whole demonstration of the garden, mostly I am going to master how to grow this tomato because it's impressive and it's easy. We have learned how to make the manure.
The Integrated Seed Sector Development Project has set up demonstration gardens for high-value vegetable at the National Farmers Leadership Center, Kampiringisa.
Someone makes a choice of what to grow, then secondly he has to consider which variety I have to go for.
In your superior seed selection, what are you looking at? Are you able to reach the market using your seed? That's the marketability of your product. The other thing is the tolerance to diseases and pests.
The Integrated Seed Sector Development Program is financed by the Dutch Directorate General International Cooperation through the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Story compiled by Douglas Setumba.
Ugandan scientists are coming together to develop a bacteriophage cocktail as fish disease biocontrol agents. This is in a bid to improve aquaculture productivity, food and nutrition safety, and reduce the usage of antibiotics in fish farming in Uganda and Ghana. Details follow.
In the research element, when you're researching diseases, it is good for you who is going to get your master's and your PhD. But it is important you are sensitive of the economies. We are in an economic world where the rest of the world will swallow us if we are not careful. So we need to report diseases to the chief veterinary officer, because it's only the chief veterinary officer who has the authorization to tell the world that there is a disease in fish. So going out there and saying there is tilapia lake virus in Uganda, out of getting maybe at molecular level, where even the molecule is not yet constructed into a virus, and you destroy our market.
From the statistics, it's very clear what the demand is in the country. The approximately 680,000 metric tons is what is demanded now for consumption. But we are not supplying that. Of that, we are supplying only 560 metric tons. So the rest is a market which we are not meeting, a domestic market for that matter. And this simply means that the organs responsible for catalyzing the farmers, catalyzing the youths, should pull up their socks to make sure the population can take.
National Organization of Trade Unions women workers want to petition Parliament to amend the law on sexual harassment in the Employment Act. National Organization of Trade Unions women workers claim that although sexual harassment is catered for in the Employment Act, the law is too weak to protect women from exploitation.
The petition is going to contain our dissatisfaction of why Parliament is not pushing, even amending the sexual harassment law in the Employment Act. It is calm. It's not really assertive. It's not calm. It doesn't bring out the clear message how a woman is going to be defended at workplace, and the employer takes that advantage. So we want the members of Parliament to amend the sexual harassment law in our Employment Act to ensure that all relevant articles are really strong enough to bring these people who violate the workers, the women workers' rights sexually to be clear.
the long line hassle. With 1xBet, the power of placing the perfect bet is at your fingertips. Bet anytime from anywhere. Best of all, payment is instant. Place your bet on whatever you choose. Virtual games, bet games, sports, and even live betting. Winning has never been this simple. Bet with 1xBet. Advanced gaming is regulated by the Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board. Betting is addictive and can be psychologically harmful, and it's only eligible to persons above 18 years of age. Brought to you by Bet with 1xBet.
After close to 6 months of the Uganda Tourism Board powered Uganda Open Golf Tour, the curtain has finally fallen with the final leg at the Uganda Golf Club Chitente. Everywhere it went at its 9 top stops, countrywide was testimony that sports and tourism are inseparable. Now the tour registered more than 1,000 players, including youth and the elderly. Details follow.
Maybe even up till now, members of West Nile Golf Club are still parting their Uganda Open Tour Championship victory, achieved after collecting 299 points. To that glory, West Nile Club beat several others, including second place Entebbe Club and Namulonge, that was third. For a club that was revived just last year, the magic of teamwork has been evident all through to ensure this success.
Yeah, mainly it has been the support from members, both playing and non-playing. That has helped us a lot. A good number of our artisans are actually the ones who have been bring a lot of points for us. And they could not be able to manage to come for these tournaments if it was not for the support of the members and both playing and non-playing. So that has been our strength. And West Nile Club, the course was not playable for the last 8 years, and it was revived just last year.
Played at 9 destinations including Bale, Fort Portal, Jinja, Mbarara, Entebbe, West Nile, and finally climaxing at Uganda Golf Club. The tour had a lot to offer on the tourism front, and that's the reason Uganda Tourism Board is pleased for being key partner.
Today, being the close of the tournament, we got even more numbers, more people coming in. So when people come into the country for golf, they spend more money, which results into revenue for the country. And the highlight actually for us mainly as the tourism board is that we got to take them around the different tourism attractions that we have. We took them around Kampala, we took them to Mbale, Fort Portal, Lira, Gulu, and we made sure that every time there was a tournament, they had a tour of the different places in those areas. Some of them went out gorilla trekking, they went rafting, they took part in different activities which made their tournament this time around more exciting, because it was not all about the game, but they got the experience, the opportunity to experience the country beyond the game, which was very important for us as the board, but also for the players as well that took part in that tour.
The final was won by Uganda Golf Club, but had several golfers including 14-year-old Fresta Bidabo and Diana Nambalirwa excel and get rewarded. Others are rewarded for final day exploits were Evelyn Asimwe, Michael Muhanji, Anne Abeja, Lumu Adoki, and James Koto. Organizers also rewarded all individual gender winners at the tour's various stops with a round of golf for two at the much-acclaimed Serena Golf Club in Kigo. For excellent displays all through the tour, Toro Club's Lillian Koi and Namulonge's Joseph Kakoza won themselves an all-expenses-paid weekend each at the luxurious Serena Hotel. John Barnes, Centam, reporting.
Ugandan teams have started brilliantly at the ongoing East Africa Secondary Schools Games in Arusha, Tanzania. Now the games were flagged off on Friday host teams from Rwanda, Kenya, Malawi and Uganda. Ginger SS football team started off fairly, sharing spoils with LDK of Rwanda, while a St. Noah Girls School defeated their Ugandans counterparts, Mukono High 1-0. In basketball, Budo SS tussled it out with Seroma High School for the later to lose out 75-61. In the girls' basketball, St. Mary's Chitende defeated Nabisunsa Girls 71-48, while St. Noah won Budo SS in netball. East African school games continue to the entire week, with the climax set for Friday in Arusha, Tanzania. That's all we had for you for now. Thank you so much for watching BBC TV Inspiring Uganda. My name is Sharon Chomdesha with Nakakone Elizabeth on Sign Language from the team, and I have a lovely night and a great week ahead of you.